What about the Big Bass 250? I don't know if you could use 10, maybe 20 G's, but Big Bass 250?
Not seeing me there.
Big Bass 250?
The Big Bass 250 is on the list. You already know. That's no brainer.
That's a Big Bass 250.
Into the Big Bass 250.
That, I cannot wait for it.
Hey guys, welcome to Hooked, the Kayak Angler's Resource, the Big Bass 250 edition. Hey guys, today we're just going to go over, Johnathan and I, just want to kind of talk about the tournament, talk about kind of what's going to happen. 4 days, boys and girls, 4 days to get signed up, or 3 days to get signed up. Tournament's in 4, buddy.
10 grand on the line for one fish. It's guaranteed. We'll know closer to the tournament with numbers and whatnot, what payouts will be for a 5-fish limit. But it's pretty exciting that you can sign up, catch one fish, and win some big bucks.
You know, and above and beyond that, somebody's taking home that big check, but then also, guys, we got vendors coming in left and right wanting to be part of this thing, as well as Eco Fishing Shop really stepping up to the plate and making sure that the giveaways are epic. I think this last week, Yak Power stepped up and did some cool things as well. And One Objective, the boys down at One Objective, Josh, wanted to get involved as well. So you're going to see a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, we've got tons of stuff to give away, and we can go through all that right now, but we don't have 2 hours worth of time to go through all this stuff. So the easiest way to figure out what the giveaways are, all that stuff, is our Instagram, our Facebook page. All of that has been marketed on there for you guys to check it out. The Instagram is ecofishingshop.com. Check it out. Facebook, there's a couple different pages. There's Eco Fanatics and then Eco Fishing Shop. Get on there, guys. If you guys are really interested in what we're giving away and you know the brass tacks and all that, get on there, check it out. But I mean, the biggest thing, we're excited for you guys to be here, just to meet you guys in person. We've talked to guys from Nebraska, Alabama, Texas, all over the place. And we're excited that you guys to come down here because you guys are what it's really about. It's about the community. It's about the relationships you guys are about to build and meet new people. And we're excited about that so much.
Yeah, I actually just got an email just as we sit down from the guys from Alabama that are coming. He'll be here Monday, is ready to come see the shop, spend some time with us, spend some time on the water getting ready for the tournament. Bought an AP 120 and is super excited to use it. And then I had an email from one of the Nebraska guys who said, you know, and we'll get into this, but the mandatory awards banquet, you know, you must be present to win. And he said the only problem he had was that his wife's coming along and, you know, he didn't want her sitting in the motel room. Guys, bring your spouse to the awards banquet. This is about community and about having fun and just being with people in the sport that we love. So I told him, absolutely, bring her along to the awards banquet. There's going to be plenty of food, plenty of, you know, people there to spend some time with. I know our wives are all going to be there. The Eco Fishing Shop family is going to be there with their spouses. So, man, this is about community. So just make sure you're there. It's going to be a good time had by all.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great time. I think Lake of the Ozarks is really going to show out. You know, it's interesting. We were looking at the forecast for next week, and right now it looks solid. Of course, this is Missouri, and that's a pretty good chance it'll change. But I think it's going to be a great time. It's been great weather lately. We've had some cold spells, but nothing to scare you guys off. So excited to have you guys down here. And just be a part of the Eco Fishing Shop. You know, if you guys come to the shop and don't buy a single thing or you never order from us, it's not what we're worried about. We're worried about having a good time, having a fishing tournament, and the goal is to do this every year and get some bigger numbers, some bigger payouts, and maybe even get the vendors involved more and get them, you know, out here and have them as well at the tournament. And that way you guys win, the kayakers win, the anglers win. It's just all about you guys. It's what our goal is to cater to you all.
And that was one of our biggest surprises as Johnathan and I have been working through this thing. You know, what we want to turn this into is something bigger, something where the tournament is part of a bigger destination kayak angling event. What surprised us the most is the fact that the vendors really want to put something together. And I think that next year could be the year where that starts. And we show out well at this one. And then next year, you may see booths from all the vendors and more of a show where you guys can all come, spend some time seeing what is out there, what the vendors have coming up. This is a great time of the year for that because they're getting ready to launch what's going to be coming out in their following season. So, we're hoping to turn this into something big, guys, and we want you to be part of it. That's our whole thing. Hooked is a dream of ours that we started just for that purpose. And that's what our hope is. You can tell where we want to be with this. We started with the anglers. We could have started with the vendors and then invited anglers to be part of it at some point. That's not the way we do things. That's not the way we wanted to do it. So we started off with, hey, let's get the community built, have some fun with the guys and gals that love the sport we love, and then start bringing more attention to it as we grow. And that's the whole point. So let's get into it. So you just bought you a kayak. You want to get into this. You're thinking, you know what? I've been on the forums. I've been all over the internet looking, and I think this is the kind of tournament I'd like to get into. It's an open. How do I do that, Johnathan? What if I bought my kayak and I live in St. Louis or wherever, and you bought it from your local shop or you bought it off Marketplace, and you're like, you know what? I've seen this on Facebook. I want to do it. How do I find out about it, and where do I go?
Yeah, so I would suggest starting off with TourneyX. TourneyX is a great resource as far as tournaments in general, whether it's our tournament or any tournament locally to you. Most clubs will have, some sort of Facebook page, but ultimately their tournaments and all that stuff will be listed on TourneyX. And so we've taken the time to go through the TourneyX and put as much information on there as we can about the tournament. And of course, we'll go through some of the highlighted stuff that you need to know. But get on there. The rules are on there. The details are on there. That's a great place to start, a great resource. They even divide it up by states as well. So maybe you're not from Missouri and you want to fish your local state once on your first tournament or your next tournament or whatever. You can get on there and search clubs within your state as well. They'll have, contacts on there for those club directors and tournament directors. And that way you can get more involved or, meet more people in the tournament scene. But TourneyX is a huge resource, and that's where our tournament will be on. So even if you are just following along and you want to watch the tournament, just get on TourneyX, search Big Bass 250. It'll have a live leaderboard day of the tournament. Right now it'll show all the anglers that are signed up. A good place to even watch, and maybe you're not ready for this type of tournament. Maybe you just want to watch and follow along and see what's going on. But that's a great place to start. You have to create an account, which is completely free. They do have a paid account that gives you a subscription, and what that does, that just keeps track of your what would you call it? Your scores. It keeps track of your biggest fish you've caught, all your stats. Is what it keeps track of. It'll show all your tournament features. It'll allow you to put some photos on there of yourself as well. Show some, put a description on you, and that way, if maybe you're already doing this and you want to look at getting sponsors, it's one way to share those sponsors on there as well. So, like I said, it's completely free. There is a paid subscription that if you want to do that, that's an option. But to fish the tournament, other than paying the entry fee and a couple other small things, you guys are set.
Yeah, and that's a good way to keep your stats for your season.
Yeah.
And kind of follow yourself going through, the season, and then the next season you can go back and see what you did on that lake last year. Pretty cool way to do it. TourneyX is definitely the way to go. When you want to sign up for the tournament, of course, you go to ecofishingshop.com, search Big Bass 250. You can sign up there. You will then get an email with a passcode where you can go on to TourneyX. You enter that passcode, and that's how you get on the leaderboard. So, once you get onto TourneyX, but you don't have to be registered to get all that, to see the information on boundaries and just all the different things that Johnathan will go over here in a second. But that would be your first step, is go, if you want to just do research, go to TourneyX. It gives you everything you need to know. Then when you're ready to sign up, go to ecofishingshop.com.
Yep, it'll get signed up there. That's what it'll collect your fees and whatnot. Guys, we're going to be here all week, 9 to 6, here in the shop, Tuesday through Friday. So if you decide that you want to maybe come down fish, but you're not really sure if you want to sign up yet, in us kayak anglers, we want to have a good shot. And, if pre-fishing doesn't go well, maybe you just bow out. I can understand that. But even if you haven't signed up and you're planning on coming down, come by the shop. We can do, your payment, all that in-house here. If you want to sign up on Friday, get your identifier card, get your waiver signed, and still sign up for that tournament. The cutoff is going to be Friday night at 8 p.m. That's going to be the cutoff. And that's and we'll talk about check-in as well, but that's when check-in ends as well. So, don't wait till the last minute if possible. But know that you can sign up until 8 p.m. Friday night.
Yeah, because one fish is going to take $10,000, but a lot of people are going to take away thousands of dollars worth of giveaway items. So, love you to be part of it. Okay, so why don't you go ahead and start breaking down just a few of the things that we've got the most questions on, and so we can kind of just get everybody updated. But like Johnathan said, after he's done with this, we'll talk a little bit more about it, but contact us at any way. 573-873-2772 is the shop. You can get a hold of anybody here, even the Eco Fishing Shop 1-800 numbers. They can direct you to the right places. So just get a hold of us with any questions you have. 844-987-5777 is the Eco Fishing Shop customer service line. Those guys usually direct you to us, but they have information as well.
Yeah, so if you're planning on pre-fishing, that's awesome. Get some time on the water, figure out where you're going. Keep in mind, any launch has to be a public launch. If it's a paid launch and it's public, it's good. If it's a Airbnb that you're staying at that they have a dock and a ramp, you're not able to launch there. It's just an advantage for you that other guys can't use. So just make sure you're checking your launches. Definitely take the time to go to there. There is quite a few launches that are paid launches that locals know about, but maybe you can find those spots like that. There's also plenty of conservation accesses as well. PB2, we talked about having our check-in there. That's a great spot to launch. It's kind of main lake, a little bit more busier, but it's a great spot. There's a lot of tournaments that go out of there as well, so that's a great spot to put in. Pre-fishing will end at 4 p.m. on Friday, so that gives you 4 hours from 4 p.m. to get here to the shop to get checked in. So make sure that you're making adequate time to get here before 8 p.m.
Store hours are till 6, but on Friday we will be open till 8 doing check-in. So feel free to come up, get a chance to take a look at the store, and a lot of the Eco Fishing Shop family will be here. We'll get you checked in. A couple other just really quick details. Make sure you have a valid Missouri fishing license. If you're coming in from out of town, you can get it all on the app. It's really easy to do. And make sure your boat is legal.
Yeah, if you and when he says about legal, we're more referring to kayaks with motors on them. If you are required to register them in your state, they must be registered as that, and all that falls onto your state. Of course, if you're not from Missouri, you're not going to register your kayak in Missouri for a tournament. But yeah, definitely fishing license. Make sure to check in that. I think they've got some options where you can buy a year or a couple day pass and all that. But make sure you have your fishing license. We'll check those as well for winning. As far as the captain's meeting on Friday, it's from 4 to 8 p.m. If you guys, show up between those times, just be mindful. Parking's limited here. We don't have a huge parking lot. That's why we're leaving that 4-hour window. So come in as needed and as you come in. But keep that in mind that parking is limited. So just, know where you're coming and all that. If you guys have any questions on how to get here and whatnot, like Travis said, contact one of us, contact the shop. We can help you out with that. Make sure and bring your catch boards. We will be checking catch boards. That is the only approved measuring device that we will be using. If for some reason you don't have a catch board, maybe you lost one, we've got plenty of them here. We'll hook you up. We'll even give you a discount if you're fishing the tournament. And that way you're set and ready for that. We'll also be handing out identifier cards. We are working on the waiver. I'm not sure if we're going to do it electronic. Hopefully by now we'll have it figured out. We may just do a paper copy and have you guys sign that when you show up. captain's meeting from 4 to 8 is mandatory, so make sure you come by here. We're not going to do like a huge announcement or a talk with all the anglers. We're just going to let you guys come and go as you please, and that way if you want to get here at 4 and be done with it and get out of here and get to the hotel and get in bed, you're more than welcome to. If you want to hang out and check out the shop, you're more than welcome to as well, but keep that in mind. Make sure that you're here, because if you're not here, we need to figure out a different way to meet you up, and that may be, we'll figure that out, but you need to contact Travis or I directly. That way we can figure out how to get that identifier card to you and how we're going to proceed on and making sure everything's legit and getting everything lined up.
Yeah, our phone numbers will be right down here. He's going to put our phone numbers. Yes. He'll put our phone numbers down there so you can contact us directly. That all being said, if you have a special circumstance, just call us. We'll work it out. We'll figure out what we need to do. If you're a guy that's going to have trouble getting to the meeting on between 4 and 8, we want to make this deal as easy and accessible to everyone as we can. So we'll help out any way we can there. But like Johnathan said, we want to make sure that we're going over everything in the check-in so that there's no problems throughout the tournament. So everybody knows, KETCH, catch boards. You got to have that, and fishing license, the whole deal. It just makes everything easier for everybody, and especially in the current fishing climate, we just want to be mindful.
Yeah, definitely. So let's go over some times on Saturday. So 7 a.m. launch. Like I said, public launch. You can launch at 7 a.m. If you're at a ramp and there's, if there's 10, 15 guys and you guys want to get your kayaks in the water and be on your kayak, that is fine. Just don't leave until 7 o'clock. Hopefully you guys are going to police each other on that. But like I said, if you're at a ramp and it's busy and there's multiple kayak guys in there, get on your kayak, stay on the bank, stay close to there. Don't get out there too crazy. Don't let anybody have, reasonable doubt to suspect that, to disqualify you or anything like that. But you can get on the water. Just don't take off till 7 o'clock. Lines in, and it's going to be at 7:30. Our first cast, I should say, is going to be at 7:30 a.m. Competition will end at 3:30 p.m. So your fish have to be submitted by 3:29:59, or it won't be counted. So keep that in mindful. I set alarms on the water. That way I kind of know what kind of time frame I've got left and all that good stuff. Photo submissions will be at 5 p.m. So that you have from 3:30, if you're at a place that doesn't have service, from 3:30 to 5, you can submit those fish that were caught during the tournament at that time. So make sure if you don't have service where you're fishing at, that you can get to service. If you have any issues on that, definitely call Travis or myself, and then we'll work through that and figure out how we're going to get those. If you're having issues with technical issues as far as submitting the fish, not even be able to get an TourneyX or anything like that, make sure you get to check in early. We can still manually submit those if we need to, but we have to have time to process that, and we're going to cut it off at 5. If you show up at 4:59 and say, hey, I'm having some issues, I'm going to be like, man, I'm sorry. We've got a lot of stuff going on that we want to be prepared for you all as well. But get with this early, figure something out. We'll get everything squared away. We are having Joshua Booth from Moyak. He's doing all the judging of our fish. Josh is a great guy, reputable in the sport. So I don't think we should have any issues with judging fish and any of that. If you do have a fish that gets either DQ'd or denied, contact me. I'll contact Josh. We'll figure out what's going on with it. Make sure to take extra photos. A lot of guys don't think about that. If this is your first time, take 4 or 5 photos of that fish, because you snap one and the mouth's open, that's a deduction. If it flops off the board while you took it and it's the only picture you took and you didn't review it before you release that fish, we can't do anything about that. So just be mindful of that as well, guys. And I'd like to say, there's tons of stuff on YouTube as far as TourneyX and how to submit fish and all that too. So if you're having issues with that or concerned about that, definitely get on there.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. To anybody who is new to kayak tournaments, probably the biggest thing that you need to do is really go on YouTube and see how that submission works. I would hate to see somebody catch some monsters and not know what they're doing as far as how to submit fish, and making sure that everything is legal, making sure the mouth is closed, making sure your hand's in the right spot, making sure your identifier card is visible. Make sure that you do your research and know what you're doing when it comes to how to submit all of your catch.
Yeah, so we've got into details as far as the rules and specifics on TourneyX. There's a view rules tab that you can get on there. It'll also give you information as far as what's expected when you submit that fish, how it should be on your board and all that stuff. But there's plenty of stuff on YouTube that you can check out and get some pointers and tips. As far as awards will be at La Roca Club in Osage Beach. If you go to TourneyX, there's a hyperlink there that you guys can click on that. It'll take you directly to the address for there. And that way, if you're having issues finding that, it's right in Osage Beach. Great spot. I think it's gonna be a good time. They're gonna have a good setup for us.
Airport Road, pretty easy to find. It literally is maybe a half mile from PB2, so it's right in there. Easy to find. They're going to have a really nice setup there. We're probably going to start dinner around 5:30 or 6, and then awards to follow. But we've got that venue until 10 o'clock. Plenty of time to congregate and really just hang out and get just to be around and start telling fish stories.
So we'll get there, hopefully everyone will get there by 5:30. We'll get some food going and whatnot. We'll start with the awards. On the awards, on the giveaways, on that stuff, you must be present. We want to give you as much publicity as we want to get as this as well. So we want to make sure you guys are there to take photos of your giveaways, to take photos of your checks, to receive your awards. If you've got an emergency or something like that, and maybe you're in the running for the best five or the big bass, you need to contact us directly. We're gonna try and be as strict on that as possible, but we understand that life happens. So please be present. If you're not present, you're not going to get a deal for the raffles, for the giveaways, and all that. So make sure you're there for the awards. But overall, I think it's going to be a great time and great place to meet other kayak anglers across from the U.S. And just shoot the breeze, hang out, and have a good time. Yeah, and no sign up for the awards as far as tickets or any of that. We already have everybody's names that will be in the tournament. We're going to handle all that internally. So when you get there, you don't need to find anybody and start trying to find a ticket or a way to get your name in the hat. Once you register, your name's in the hat. You're good to go. We'll probably be grabbing some guys and gals here and there to do some interviews and to talk to about their experience and just getting some good content for this show. Yeah, guys, I think it's going to be a great time overall. Nothing like a great tournament and getting together with kayakers and having all a good time. But it's about you guys though. We're about to have a great time. That's what we want at the end of the day. And that way next year you're like, man, when is this next year? Because we're coming back and we're going to tell our buddies because they missed out. So we're excited about it. We can't wait.
Good weather, good friends, good fishing. That's what we're hoping for.
Good time.
Absolutely. Hey, also, want to give a quick shout out to Eco Fishing Shop. Caleb and Jared have really come through with this thing, guys. I mean, the amount of money that they've spent on this and the amount of things that we're doing to really make this a true destination event is nothing less than spectacular. I mean, it's been really good. The vendor support's been awesome. Like Johnathan said, this is for you guys. We're excited to bring it to you. 3 days to get signed up. 8 o'clock Friday. Make sure you're ready to go and be ready to fish on Saturday morning.
Yeah, guys, if you guys get a moment and bump into Caleb and Jared at check-in, make sure and shake their hand. Tell them thank you. They've really, backed this and supported it, and we can't thank them enough. So make sure and stop and say hi to them. And again, man, we can't wait till you guys are here, till you guys check out the shop, to hang out, to catch some fish. It's going to be a great time, man.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Hey, I want to throw something out there real quick on a side note. I wanted to congratulate past guest Russ Snyder's on his national championship win.
Yeah, man, that was pretty cool. And you talked to Jeff Little earlier this week. He originally planned on coming. Of course, like we said, life happens. So he was talking to him, and he got to spend some time on the water with him, pre-fishing for that and watching that. And he was, thoroughly impressed. And it was really cool that we've had him on here. We've already talked to him again, so we're going to get him back on here one more time. The KBF national champion, which is, that's a huge title to have. But when we talked to him, even before and on the podcast, super down-to-earth guy, super nice. I'm pretty sure he'd give you the shirt off his back if you needed to.
Yeah, great guy. I started communicating with him right after his win, and we talked quite a bit. And he's becoming a friend in the sport. Really enjoy his company. Just a positive attitude at all times, which is awesome. and couldn't be prouder of him and glad to have him on the show. And the first thing he said is, hey, I'd love to get back on Hooked anytime, and we'll probably have him on next week just to kind of talk about his journey, because the national championship was one thing, but he pretty much cleaned up throughout the year. He did a great job. I mean, the guy's a stick.
He is. Great angler, great guy. Can't wait to talk to him again.
Also had a state champion, which was?
Jason Shiflett.
Jason, congratulations to you two as well.
He signed up for the Big Bass 250 too, man.
Very cool. So make sure and congratulate him at the 250. And that was another hard-fought deal, pretty rough, windy day or two on Table Rock. But he fought through it and ended up with a pretty good bag. Yeah,
he did. He had a great day. It was tough fishing. A lot of guys, caught fish on Saturday, and then Saturday or Sunday was, different as far as the bite and whatnot. And I struggled to get, a limit for both days. I was fortunate to have that, and but it was a great time. Josh, great job on running a great tournament and a great series. And guys, if you guys are looking for a super competitive club, and you're willing to travel to Missouri, maybe you're Kansas or Arkansas and whatnot, check out Moyak. Josh does a great job with that club. Definitely support your local club. But if you want to come fish some serious tournaments, a pretty competitive club for the Midwest, check out Moyak. MoyakFishingSeries.com. Their website on there. You can get on there and talk to them and check out their schedule.
Absolutely. When you talk about Moyak and KMO both, KMO, I tell people all the time, it's just a great club to get into and really spend some time between those two clubs. I mean, you can fish every other weekend just about here. We've said it all the time. We're very lucky in the state of Missouri between Ryan Cummings running KMO and breaking it down in divisions where a new guy can get in there and not be intimidated and feel good and have fun. Between those two clubs, there's something for everyone in our state. And other states, I'm sure, several Illinois guys and Nebraska guys kind of jump into everything. So get involved in your local club. It leads to bigger things, whether that is bigger tournaments or bigger friendship circles. Both of those are great things to have. And we enjoy watching it happen to the guys that come in here frequently.
Guys, well, good luck this weekend. Can't wait to see you guys. Tear them up.
3 days.
3 days.
3 days. Get signed up. Big Bass 250, baby.
Guys, thanks so much for tuning in again. Can't wait to see you.
Holler if you need us.
Adios.